Alright, today we're going to be playing with a Hikvision DS-2CD2142FWD-I. I never liked their model numbers, they're always super long. But this is a 4 megapixel camera. We have a PoE switch and we plugged in our Ethernet already. It's already been online. So we're going to use our software here, this SADP software provided by Hikvision, so we can find the camera on the network. It's a very great tool. So we already did the search and it already came up with the default IP address of 1.64. So we can go ahead and click on it, and it's saying that it hasn't been activated, so we can go ahead and put in our password that we're going to use here, which I'm going to generate one. Never want to have the default password, especially using password or anything like that. So I'm going to type that in. And then click activate. And then done. So now we got to do those security questions, but we also want to, so we're going to enable DHCP here. We're going to put in that administrator password that we set up earlier. And then hit modify. Give it a couple seconds to grab an IP address, and you can go up here and hit refresh. And you can see we're now at our current subnet. So now we can open up a new tab in our browser and go to that IP address. So I am in Chrome, and apparently this browser is not supportive. So we need to try Internet Explorer or Edge. I'm going to have to use Internet Explorer here. Paste in that IP address. And log in with the credentials that we set up earlier. And then we do have to install this plugin. It'll take like a couple seconds here. So go ahead and install that plugin so we can then view the camera live footage here. So go ahead and hit allow. And there you have it. So you can see that's my hand. So you can see we're now streaming live. So the next thing you need to do is go to your configuration, set up your time zone, because you want to have this timestamp saved. So you usually do sync with computer, save, so you get the current time sync, and then set your time zone. And now you can set a static IP here if you want by going to the network, taking off DHCP, and put in your own static IP in here. So then once you add it to your Synology NAS using the surveillance app, or any kind of just NAS that has surveillance, or using a DVR or an NVR, network DVR, you can now add your camera to that NVR and start the recording of the footage. A lot of these other settings I like to go into, especially go into the image section, and I like changing the OSDN setting and removing that camera display, so it removes that camera 1 off, because I don't really use that. Actually, display name there, so it's that first option, display name, and then hit save, and I'll remove that camera 1 off there like it just did. So that's all I really changed in here. The rest you can do from this your NVR. And to add it to your NVR, you just put in your IP address here and those credentials we just set up. If you have to set up ONVIF, which is usually an older protocol, I believe it's in advanced settings here, integration protocol, and it's right there, enable on VIF actually it's called, and then you go here to add another username and password, and that's the username and password you use to put in the NVR, and that's usually for older DVRs or NVRs that you might have to enable this on. But if you're using a Synology surveillance app, you should have no problem just adding it as it is. So that's it.